here is aviation, and the history of aviation dates back to all the way to our culture. And as Antalya said, Ravana had this vehicle called the Pushpaka Vimanam. It actually did not belong to Ravana. It belonged to Kubera, the god of wealth, and it was built by Vishwakarma. One fact about Vishwakarma's son Nal and Nil were the ones who built a bridge between India and Sri Lanka, and they were the only ones who could do it. So all the monkeys helped in writing the name Ram and giving it, but they were the only ones who could place it. So after stealing the Pushpaka Vimanam from Kubera, Ravana, being a very big scientist, he made 4 other aircraft using the Pushpaka Vimana as a base, and he built 5 airports for the 5 aircraft he built, including Yuddhaganava, Maskalia, Variapola, Vedangola, and Usangola. These 5 airports are very close by to Sikriya, Ravana's palace. There's many theories on how the Pushpaka Vimanam flew. The Pushpaka Vimanam, I'm going to tell you the 2 most prominent theories. The Pushpaka Vimana flew with magic. That's the most prominent theory. And then there's another one, which is also a very scientific theory. It's also very common. It's called that it's used mercury vortex as fuel, and that it had a large surface area and a huge thrust power to produce a lot of lift. Using that, I'm going to show you how a normal and a modern plane works. Okay. Here's a normal plane. As you can see, it just cuts through the air. So let's say it's going down the runway at 500 kilometers per hour, and the wind is moving in the opposite direction at much slower speed, like 30 kilometers or maybe less. It's going to be less. Okay. So when the wind meets the airplane, it cuts at the wing, right? So some goes up and some goes under. Due to the engine heat giving out cold air and taking in hot air, the air that goes under is colder than the air that goes above, and cold air will always try to move to a place with hot air. So when it tries to go to the hot air area, it pushes the plane up with it, producing lift. To get that amount of speed and that amount of wind to push up, the plane has very big engines compared to cars and our normal daily mode of transportation. Now I'm going to tell you how a normal airport works. There's 3 parts to an airport. There's a tarmac, terminal, and the underground. The tarmac is where the plane takes off, planes lands, planes takes fuel, planes get loaded, the gates, and the ground services equipment. And then there's a terminal. The terminal is where we board, we check in immigration, and our stuff. That's like our place. And then there's the underground. Let's say you and your friend book a flight. One is at 8 o'clock, one is at 12 o'clock. And you both check in 2 bags, okay? There's a fast track, slow track. Since the 8 o'clock flight is more of a priority than the 12 o'clock one, it will go in the fast track. While the 12 o'clock flight will go in the normal track. It detects this while using the barcode scanner, which you always put a tag in while checking in. You know the tag, right? Okay. And using that barcode scanner, it will direct your luggage to the exact gate you're supposed to go to. And then 2 or more people load it into the aircraft. And now I'm going to tell you how the air traffic controller works. So there's 3 radar. Okay, there's 20 people, around 6 to 7 people controlling each side. And if it's a much larger airport, there'll be around 30 to 40 people, each controlling different sides. If you can't see this side and that side. Okay, so I'm going to show you the single runway and double runway. This airport, as you can see, it only has 1 runway. So all the air traffic controllers will be looking here only. There's no need to look on the other side. But let's say Changi. The terminal is over here, there's a runway here and there's a runway here. So we need more controllers to look at both sides. So it generally has more controllers. Okay, now I'm going to tell you how the controllers know which aircraft. Okay, they have 3 radars: navigational radar, weather radar, and emergency radar. Navigational radar is similar to a cell phones. It takes signal from the aircraft and gets it and gets a certain type of information, like a certain type of code that tells the aircraft information, speed, the number, and time. What's landing, where it's from. The weather radar uses infrared signals. The weather radar uses infrared signals and heat signals to detect the weather, and it also has it has a very big supercomputer using AI to get information from the outside world and internet, so that it can be more precise with its measurements. And then there's the emergency radar. It's very similar to the navigational radar, but it contains more electromagnetic frequency, and it's much more stronger than the navigational radar. So in case of an emergency, it will direct all its stuff to only 1 aircraft compared to all the hundreds of other aircraft parked. So that you can get all kinds of details: the passengers, the weight, the fuel remaining, the fuel left, fuel used, like all kinds of important details. And I'm going to tell you how I built this airport. It's all completely used from recycling materials. All the base, the terminal, and the air traffic control is made of cardboard. And these are the old CDs which we didn't need. And it's just old aluminium foil. And also what do you call it? How do you call it? For the glass, we use a plastic box. The single-use plastic box. We use it as a glass for the terminal, as you can see here. Yeah, so that's how we cut it out, and then we cut the plastic box and we made the glass. Thank you so much.
Wow.